Have you ever noticed someone becoming distant just when you thought the connection between you was getting stronger?
Maybe they used to text you often, laugh at everything you said, or seem genuinely interested in spending time with you.
Then suddenly, they pull back.
Their messages become shorter.
They seem quieter around you. And you start wondering, did I do something wrong?
But sometimes, pulling away doesn't necessarily mean someone has lost interest. Psychology can help explain why a person may create distance even when they genuinely care about someone.
Here are 5 possible reasons. They're afraid of rejection. The first reason is simple: fear of rejection. Imagine liking someone but constantly wondering whether they feel the same way. Every conversation becomes something you analyze. Did they enjoy talking to me? Was that message too much? What if I tell them how I feel and they don't feel the same? For some people, uncertainty feels safer than rejection. So instead of getting closer, they create distance. It can become a form of emotional protection.
By pulling away first, they avoid putting themselves in a situation where their feelings could be rejected.
And here's the interesting part. The more they like someone, the more vulnerable they may feel around that person. So if someone suddenly becomes distant, don't automatically assume they've stopped caring.
Sometimes, they may simply be afraid of caring too much. Point 2. They're afraid of getting hurt.
The second reason is fear of emotional pain.
Someone who has experienced difficult relationships, betrayal, disappointment, or repeated rejection may become cautious when they start developing feelings again.
At first, everything feels exciting. They enjoy talking to you. They look forward to seeing you.
They start becoming emotionally connected.
But then something changes. They realize, wait, I'm actually starting to care about this person. And suddenly, vulnerability becomes uncomfortable. Their mind may tell them, don't get too attached. Protect yourself. You've been hurt before. So they create distance. This doesn't mean everyone who pulls away has experienced emotional trauma. People are different, and there can be many explanations for distant behavior. But for some people, liking someone can also mean risking emotional pain. And that risk can make them hesitate. 3. They overthink everything.
The third reason is overthinking.
Some people don't simply experience a conversation. They replay it. They analyze your facial expressions.
They think about how quickly you responded. They wonder whether your tone sounded different.
And one small interaction can turn into an entire story inside their head. For example, you might take longer than usual to reply because you're busy. But they might think, maybe they're losing interest. Then they become nervous. Instead of asking what's actually happening, they pull back. The problem is that overthinking can create distance where there wasn't a real problem in the first place.
Their feelings may be genuine, but their uncertainty makes them unsure about what to do next.
Sometimes, the battle isn't between two people. It's happening inside one person's mind.
4. They feel insecure about themselves.
The fourth reason is insecurity. A person may genuinely like you while secretly wondering whether they're good enough for you. They might compare themselves to other people.
They may question their personality, abilities, appearance, social skills, or whether you could ever seriously like them. And when those thoughts become strong enough, they may start creating distance.
Why? Because rejection feels less painful when they never give themselves the opportunity to be rejected. They might think, why would someone like me? They probably have better options. Maybe I'm imagining the connection. So instead of moving closer, they step back. This is why someone's confidence or lack of confidence can influence how they behave when they develop feelings. But remember, you shouldn't assume someone is insecure simply because they're distant.
Their behavior needs to be understood in the context of everything else happening in their life.
5. They're not emotionally ready. And finally, someone can like you and still not be emotionally ready for a relationship. This is one of the most important things to understand. Feelings and readiness aren't the same thing. A person might enjoy your company. They might care about you. They might even have strong feelings. But they may also know that they aren't ready to commit to a relationship. Maybe they're focused on personal goals. Maybe they need time to understand themselves. Maybe they simply don't want a relationship right now. So they create distance because getting closer could create expectations they're not prepared to meet. And this is where you need to be careful. Having feelings for someone doesn't automatically mean they're capable of giving you the relationship you want. Sometimes the healthiest thing is to respect their boundaries rather than trying to decode every action. Conclusion. So, if someone pulls away, don't immediately conclude that they hate you, lost interest, or that you did something wrong. They could be afraid of rejection, afraid of getting hurt, overthinking, struggling with insecurity, or simply not being emotionally ready. But remember, you can't know someone's feelings from distance alone. Instead of guessing, look at their consistent behavior, respect their boundaries, and when appropriate, communicate honestly. Because healthy relationships aren't built on constantly trying to decode someone. They're built on clarity, respect, and communication.